Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I'm going to go back to the US and take a look at one of their meal cold weathers or M.C.Ws. This particular one is the menu 2, chicken spicy Oriental with rice. So let's get this on a table and see what this pack contains. And as you can see, and now I've here on the table this US Army M.C.W or meal cold weather. Now it's a standard US MRE style bag, a little bit bigger, but obviously in white, a little bit of camouflage I should imagine for the Arctic conditions. This particular one is the menu 2, chicken spicy Oriental with rice, made by the Warning Company, so no date codes on the outside. And just like the normal US MREs, the peelable seal is on the top there, so let's just give that a go. Thumbs in the middle, close together, and pull. Did go, seems to be quite a bit firmer. You get a much stronger smelling plastic smell with these white bags, I've noticed. They're more of a plasticky odour to them. So, straight off the bat, out of this M.C.W, we have the beverage paste powder, tropical punch. I normally have problem mixing these tropical punches. I don't know why, they don't seem to mix as well as others. There is a cranberries sliced, some dried cranberries. You also have the standard accessory pack. So this particular one is 6347, so the 347th day of 2016. So it's quite an old ration, just touching for your beginning of 17, but there is an accessory pack there with the usual coffee, tissues, sugar, wet naps. Looks like there's some hot sauce in there and matches. We also have some nut raisin mix with the coated chocolate discs. These are the ones that I do prefer. They've got some chocolate M&Ms in there, I believe. We also have some caramel apple Ranger bar. First time I've had one of those. I've never had a Ranger bar, and certainly not caramel and apple, so it'd be nice to try one of those. And of course we have the freeze-dried mains. In this particular case it is the Oriental style spicy chicken with rice. So, nearly forgot the customary MRE spoon. Never forget the US MRE spoon. So these are the contents of this US M.C.W menu number 2. So let's get these out on a tray and see what they look and taste like. And as you can see, and now I've here laid out on the tray the contents of this US M.C.W menu 2. Now I normally like to start making the coffee and the liquid preparations first, but because this is a freeze-dried mountain house meal and needs a bit of time to reconstitute, I'm going to start here. Now it does ask for, what I can see, 6 ounces of water, so very difficult to open. I can't see a nice easy tear strip, so I'm going to bring in the old friend and just take that across the top there. Hopefully that's got it. Very tough vacuum sealed packaging. It looks like I've missed. There is a line there. I thought that might be a resealable top, but it isn't, so I need to come back with a second attempt. Very tough retort packaging. And this is giving me some trouble. My word. Super sealed. Super sealed. I need to take this even further down. Wasn't expecting that. Now I'm in. I can hear the vacuum releasing. Very deep cut needed there. And straight away there's a nice impressive, I can see green beans, various vegetables, looking a very nice, very hearty meal. So I'm just going to break that clump up a little bit. Shame it's missing a vacuum seal, sorry, a gusset on the bottom, stand up, but I do have here 6 fluid ounces. Oh, 16 fluid ounces. I've misread the bag. I think I need a little bit more, so I'm just going to add the 6. And I'm just going to top it off then to what I think with some more boiling water. Now I've got to be careful here because, as you know, you can always add water, you cannot take it away, so I need to be a bit careful now. I've not measured. I think we can still get away with a little bit more in there. It's a good mix. Try and get down to the crispy bits deep at the bottom there. It gets well constituted, and it still, to me, looks very dry. Just trying to judge best I can. Got a little bit more. Okay. It is going to be absorbed. It is a rice dish, so I think I'm okay just having it a little bit moist at this stage. And we'll nice mix there now. We'll just roll the lid down and leave it 10 minutes to do its thing. So while it's doing its thing, we'll take a look at some of the other things that need preparation. We'll have a look at the accessory pack. So standard style US military accessory pack containing TP, which I've put to one side. There is a sugar. There is a creamer. A hot sauce, which I'll put to one side, might be needed, might not. We have a freeze-dried coffee type 3. The standard moist towelette. The mint gum, which I've tried many times before. I'm just going to put that to one side for now. And this box of matches red tip. Some unknown reason in previous M.C.Ws I've had, there's been white tip. Obviously it makes no difference. I thought maybe the white tip was a bit more waterproof or something, but they are the standard reds. So just a colour. Now where do we go next? Another thing that often gives me problems with these US MREs is the tropical punch flavoured drinks powders. Usually these don't mix very well. They seem to form like a clump and not very pleasant looking drinks powder. So for the first time I'm going to try mixing it in the pack and see if that does actually make any difference to how it reconstitutes. It says mix in the bag, seal and shake. So take it off the side there while I just give it some water, some cold water obviously. Very difficult to judge the quantity, but we can always add more water, can't take away, and we'll see if mixing it as instructed produces a better tropical punch mix. So, just give it a good old shake, where you pray there's no holes in the bag. And it will be interesting to see how this pours. I think that should be well mixed. We'll just pour that straight into the glass. that off. It's a little bit short of the water, but amazingly it does seem to have mixed a lot better. I'm really surprised. I've made a mess of my US spoon, so I'm going to bring in a smaller Russian spoon that I've got to the side. Now amazingly, that has mixed a lot better by shaking it instead of stirring. Shaken, not stirred, a bit of James Bond coming through. Okay, I'm going to take a look now at the Ranger bar, trans fat free. Oops. A little bit worse for wear, a little bit crushed in pieces. This is the first Ranger bar I've had. I've heard of Ranger bars, I've no idea what they are. I believe they're common in the US. Very crumbly, very crushed and broken. And I think I'm going to go to the coffee. I've freeze dried type 3. That seems to have stood the test of time quite well. Still nice, decent granules. And straight how I like. We'll go for the creamer and sugar. A lot of preparation in the M.C.Ws. And we'll just use the same spoon. I'm sure that little bit of tropical punch powder there won't make a difference. And we'll give it about half a mug. Give it its best chance. Now, I've had most of these type 1, 2 and 3 coffees now. I generally don't find the US coffees to be a great quality coffee, but we'll see if there's any improvement with the M.C.W version. We have some cranberries sliced. Very large packet. Again, won't think I'll be needing all of these. I should just sprinkle a few. I've said before in previous videos, these leftovers, the things like the cranberries and the mixed fruits, go very nice in a cake. So what don't get eaten ends up in a cake in my house. Nice large portion there to go in some cakes at a later date. Last but not least, we have a nut raisin mix with pan coated chocolate discs. Again, just we'll remove enough just for demonstration. Nice large pack. Remove the oxygen remover. They look like they've seen better days. The chocolate discs look like they're all split and cracked, but that's approximately half the pack. We don't need them all there. She'll come back to see how the spicy vegetables are doing. Spicy rice. Another good old mix around. I think it would benefit from a little more water, so now's the time to add that. Give it a good mix. Let's give that a couple of minutes to seal up and carry on doing its thing. So while that's having a couple more minutes, I think we shall just try some of the side items. Unusual for me, I normally like to do the mains first, but it's still doing its thing. Back to the type 3 coffee. As always, in my opinion, we have a lot of varieties of coffees here in the UK. Instant coffees, the type 1, 2 and 3 US military coffee. It obviously depends on the country you're from, but compared to a UK instant coffee, I find these military ones very cheap, store-bought variety. The sorts of things that we can get here in the UK, but of the much cheaper, less tasty variety. but it is a taste of home. It is coffee, it is recognisable, just not one that I would choose to buy if I had the choice. We'll have a look at the tropical drinks powder. This has mixed a lot better by shaking. Again, very difficult to actually taste what fruits are in there. Totally artificial. There is a background taste of what we'd call marzipan here in the UK, which is like an almond paste often used on cakes, cake coverings. Also a little bit tart, a little bit bitter, a little bit sour. It's refreshing, artificial, no fruit in there whatsoever, but it is a tasty, refreshing cold drink. Now, unusually, because I'm still waiting for the rice, I'm going to try the side items. So this is the Ranger bar. Totally fell to pieces. I have no idea what a Ranger bar is. I've heard say of them in the US reviews. This is the first time trying one. Very crumbly. Cinnamon, apple. There is a very firm something in there. Might be the caramel. Cinnamon flavoured. Very dry, very crumbly. Slight apple. Taste almost Christmassy. That cinnamon Christmas sort of flavour. Very dry. Some very strange chewy pieces. Tasty, dry, just something I'm not used to. Again, I wouldn't say it's something I'd rush out to the store to buy, but it is something sweet and enjoyable when you need a little sweetness in your life. Take a look at these cranberries. Standard looking dried fruits there. Starting to show their age. 2016 menu. So bordering on 5-6 years old. Starting to show their age. Not as sweet as some previous cranberries I've had from the US military ration. So probably the flavour is going, but still perfectly edible, still usable, still an extra bit of flavour. I'll have a look at these nuts. Again, these look like they're starting to show their age. All the pan-coated discs, the chocolate discs, starting to show their age. Sort of peanut, chocolate M&M style. Certainly not an M&M. Lower quality. All I can taste is nut. They actually taste of the flavour of the nuts now. They don't taste of the chocolate. An almond there. And peanuts. There's a little hazelnut maybe. Looks like a hazelnut. Again, like the cranberries, starting to show their age, but still edible, still enjoyable. Handful into your mouth as you're walking along. A nice, easygoing snack. It's been cold. Just refresh my palate, get those nuts out of my mouth. So, I think maybe still a little bit early. It's at about 7-8 minutes. It does recommend over 10. I'll bring in a little bowl just to ease and help with the review, see what's going on, and empty this into the bowl. As you can see, a very large hearty portion. Totally fills the bowl. Very large portion. You get a much larger portion in these M.C.Ws, so they're regular temperate climate, the brown bags. So There's lots of vegetables going on in there. I can see some bell peppers, I can see some green bean, certainly rice. I can't see any evidence of chicken, but let's have this a taste. Personally, I think I'd like a little bit more moisture to that, but that's easily sorted. So that's reconstituted nicely. I'm just going to add a little bit more water just to make a little bit more of that gravy. See if that's improved anything. So a little bit more moist. For me that's better. That is. So spicy rice. There's a very, very small background kick there of a little bit of chili. Very, very small, very tiny. Rice is soft, reconstituted nicely. Stodgy, filling, salt, pepper. I can taste vinegar. I'm going to add a little bit of this hot sauce just to see if it actually adds anything to it. So I won't use all of it yet. Again, something you can add more of but can't take out. So little and often is the way. So a little bit of the hot sauce on there. Not the hottest sauce out there. Still can't find chunks of chicken. Adds a little bit more flame, a little bit more heat. Very filling, very large, very stodgy but tasty. Rice, vegetables, chicken, and some hot sauce. Very enjoyable, very comforting. Overall, very filling, very, very large meal. Certainly plenty of food, a good sized meal. Would I choose these again? The spicy rice, I think I would, yes. The other components, I would eat them if they're there, but I wouldn't go out my way to go and actually purchase them individually. But as an overall meal, certainly do the job, and a very, very filling and comforting meal on a cold environment. So I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.